Hi everybody, it's Aubrey Adams, and I wanted to make another video. I want to be more consistent on the videos I'm making, and I encourage anybody out there that is passionate about the issue I talk about with the harms of marijuana to do the same. There's just not enough content. There's not enough people speaking out about the harms. We have more and more every day, but if you feel like making videos or doing anything like that, I highly encourage it to raise awareness, because we're still at a point in our country where our government's not doing their job and doing public service announcements. Hold on, I gotta kind of tell my dog something. Oso, quit licking, quit licking. My dog has a sore, and he won't not stop licking it. And I guess I'm gonna have to get one of those cones over his head. And I hope the sore's not cancer or anything, because it's not looking very good. And I love this guy here. Here he is. Say hi, Oso. Hi, baby. That's my Oso. Anyways, I wanted to make this video because I got this message from one of my teenage friends, and this friend particularly, I love her. And my husband and I have been together since we were teenagers. I was 15 and he was 17, and I went to high school with her, and she became really good friends with my husband, and we just always hung out and we always had a good time. And what was unique about my friend, like, we had friends that used marijuana, and we had friends that were not doing great with marijuana, not really progressing in life. But this particular friend, and I'm not going to use her name, she was one of those marijuana users that didn't have any problems. Like, she was friendly. She had great relationships. She did well in school. She went on to college and got a degree that was very hard to get. It wasn't an easy degree. And we watched her do that. And we always stayed connected and had fun together, always laughing and joking. And just, we love her. My husband and I love her. And she's one of those friends that you have growing up, that no matter where you're at in your life, that you just know, no matter what directions you go, you just have that general love for each other, and caring. So she sent me a message. I haven't spoken to her in years. I mean, it's been many, many years. And she sent me this message just a few days ago. I'm sorry, things are so shaky. I'm holding two phones here. She says, "Hi, Bree." And that's what they called me. They called me Bree. Most of my husband's friends and my husband's family and part of my family call me Bree. She says, "Oh my gosh, how are you doing? It's been so long. I saw your video today and it prompted me to reach out." So she's talking about one of my videos where I'm raising awareness about the harms of marijuana. And I've always wondered, it just was never my business. I was never going to call her and ask her if she's still used or, anything like that. I always wondered what she thought of my advocacy work, because she was a regular marijuana user, like maybe even a daily user. I don't even know, but I just know she used often and frequently while we were growing up. So I've always wondered what she thought about what I'm doing now. She goes, she saw my video and it prompted her to reach out to me. When I read that part, I thought, oh boy, she could be mad at me and wanted to school me, because there's so many people that do get mad at me, even close people that get mad at me for my advocacy work around the marijuana issue. But she says, "I've been off THC for 3 years after a long career." She's like, "You're aware?" And I'm like, yes, she's had a long career. So that means she has been using pretty much, all these years. She says, "I saw your video, and of course, I thought of myself, as I think is normal given my history," meaning she knows that I know she's a marijuana user. "And I wanted to propose another unreported difficulty in support of your mission. I do not want to be outed. Please do not share my name. But I can tell you that use of THC by midlifers, especially women, is contraindicated with mental health. I happen to just naturally let that shit go after realizing that it was affecting me really badly. It wasn't hard, and I don't miss it at all." She says, I had lots of anxiety and depression. I was getting older, and the weed was definitely making everything worse. I was going through perimenopause, and I didn't realize it. Already in peri, you're subject to ridiculous changes, most of which you can't see coming. But the running away from those feelings and the strain of just holding up with kids and the job, etc., and the responsibilities I had nearly plowed her, she said. I could chat on the phone one day if you'd like, but I really think more needs to be said of the problem of ongoing use of THC in midlife. She says, yes, you are protecting children, and that is noble and good work. Thanks for saying that. Um, we might need to look more into protecting adults too, question mark. And not that I'm saying you're not already doing that, just we need more outspoken education maybe, question mark. And she says, I love you, I support you in all the ways, and you are welcome to use my words and my story, just not my name. Well, dear friend of mine, I love you too. I am so grateful you reached out to me. I am so grateful you're doing well and you're THC free and that you realized it wasn't helping you. And I 100% agree with you. We need more education about these products affecting adults and not being safe for adults to use. And I am just very touched in my heart that she supports what I'm doing, because I've wondered all these years that she's watched me maybe on Facebook or social media, what she thought of my work. And sometimes a lot of people come at me really negative, and I'm just so glad that she got through that depression and anxiety that the marijuana was obviously making worse, and that she's THC free and she's doing well. She's always been one of those people that you never really worried about, because whenever she she wanted to do something with her life or wanted to go somewhere, she's done some really cool stuff over the years. I don't want to say too much because I don't want any of our mutual friends to know who I'm talking about, but she's cool. She's adventurous, and she can talk to anybody, and she likes to really connect with people. And I really love her. I really adore her, and I really cherish all the fun times we've had together. And like I said, my husband and I would always say to her, even before he was my husband, that you were the only one we knew that could regularly use marijuana and still progress in life and be okay and stuff like that. So, we're just really happy for you, and I'm just, like I said, appreciative that you reached out to me and allowing me to share your story. And I definitely will always protect your identity. And I agree. I agree with you. We need more education about adults, and maybe somebody will see this who has the funding to do stuff like that. We'll keep doing our best to raise money through Every Brain Matters, my nonprofit, and then maybe the government will wake up and start doing their part instead of promoting these products as medicine. Hopefully that they will realize how many people are harming, because I do know a lot of people that are contacting the White House. I don't know why President Trump said in his press conference that he's not hearing from anybody else except the people saying it's medicine. That's not true. For years, other organizations, many individuals, the Parent Action Network, Smart Approaches to Marijuana, Johnny's Ambassadors, we all have been contacting you, Drug Free America. I mean, I could go on. There's a lot of organizations raising awareness and trying to make sure our legislators and even all of our elected officials are very much aware that these products are causing major harm. And unfortunately, they're not always resulting in what happened with my friend who, realized that these today's more potent marijuana was actually harming her, not helping her, and she got through it. She's doing good. But more and more are getting into recovery, and I'm so glad she didn't have difficulty quitting, because some people are very addicted. And but like I said, she's always been one of those people that when she realized truth in her world or she wanted to do something, she was always able to do it. I watched her do remarkable things over the years. And here's another example. And so I love you, friend. I look forward to connecting with you. And thank you so much for letting me share your story. If you want to learn more about today's marijuana, visit Every Brain Matters at everybrainmatters.org. Sign up for my newsletter, and let's get our voices even louder so our elected officials can know that they need to probably pull most of these products from the shelf until they are proven safe, proven medicinal. That's what we're asking for. Okay, God bless.